Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Leo for the month of January 2023. Happy New Year, Leo. So you are going to be in your 6th house, which is the house of service, the house of health, and generally the house of getting your life together. Like, for example, picking up like typical New Year's resolution, like getting onto all those things that you've kind of quietly avoided all year. Just, fixing up stuff, just paying attention to detail, and it's a Virgoan card. It's the house of Virgo that rules. Virgo rules the 6th house. So it's just all about that detailed, getting things done, crossing off the list, all of that. And this is what you'll be doing in the first month of 2023. The energy around, and by the way, sorry, you are in the sign of Capricorn. So we are in the element of earth. So it's very grounded, Capricorn. And very much January, getting things, what are we going to do this year? What are you going to achieve? All those kind of questions kind of come flooding in. So the energy is the world. So it's almost like there's an ending coming, but it is just naturally how it comes. So whatever that ending is, you can be sure it's to be followed by a new beginning. So it is quite exciting. Things just, and ending indeed. We will have ended 2022. What's bringing 2023? And I know most people think everything's going to be dandy, but we just carry on as usual, really, don't we? And just deal with whatever's going on at the time. The world, where you are right now, Leo. And there we have the Knight of Cups. So here comes somebody with a bit of an offer for you, or it could be somebody is quite keen on you, overly keen, maybe too for Leos. You might think, oh, this person's pouring it on a bit thick. What's going on here? It's almost too good to be true. But the fact of him is he is a messenger, but he's also a person who's coming in, or it's an idea or an offer coming in that you have to kind of really consider carefully, because it just seems a bit too good to be true with the Knight of Cups. He has that kind of mother complexy type of energy. He's in love with the idea of love. And it's the 6 weeks of infatuation kind of story with him. But then he has to learn, lots more things before he can become a king, for example. So he's in there. So whoever that is to any of you Leos, well, just take note of what he's doing and why he's there for yourself. We'll find out what influenced him to be in your reading. And there's work. So there could be work stuff coming in through. Standing back and look at how you created and did an amazing job in 2022. And then, okay, what's coming in next in 2023? Is this maybe perhaps a new offer, or maybe even just you just thinking about doing something different emotionally? Because Knight of Cups is an emotional realm, whereas the 7 of Coins it's your work, it's your material world, it's where you work, it's all that kind of mundane stuff that we do to live here. We just chop wood and carry water. But yeah, this 7 is definitely looking back on what you have created, and then it's influencing this Knight of Cups perhaps to have a bit more of an emotional view on what you want to achieve this year, or relationships, or all those kind of emotional realm things. Okay, let's have a look and see what was going on in November, December, in the time of Sag. And we had Scorpio death. So very much transformation. Things sort of really change beginning, really, this Scorpio. And we were in Scorpio 2 months ago. So that is usually where that time of year where we kind of really come to terms with a lot of things in our life, in that emotional, those buried things that we like to keep well away from ourselves because they're painful, but it's just about changing and sort of getting on the transformation train and going, right, this is going to be a a journey, but I'm prepared to sort of make some changes in my life in order to make me feel better about me. So, nice card actually, always Scorpio death. It's just change. Nobody's dying. It's just a certain way of doing things. You get sick of it and you go, I'm not doing it anymore. Recent influences, and we have the Tower. Very similar kind of energy too. This is just like bulldozing some old derelict building that you've been sort of trying to fix up and, you know, do something to, and it's just not going to work. You just have to get rid of all these it's more of an outdated way of living, or what you're doing is outdated. So we need to change it. We need to sort of get rid of it and start afresh. And interesting that you've got the death card there, and then you've got this clearing card here of the Tower, which sort of says, well, you know, let's just start from scratch again, but with this new perception that you want to live your life by, or this perception of how your life is and how you want it changed. Big change cards actually, Leo, and really good, I think. The lesson you'll be learning, the Queen of Swords. So she puts you on notice to be very clear about what's going on. She is crystal clear in her thinking. She can be quite bitter sounding. She's been through a fair bit of life, so she knows it's ups and downs. It's not all the fairy tale Hollywood business. So she's very sort of versed in life itself. And so she's coming in here as your lesson to be clear about what it is and have this clarity of what it is you want to get on top of this year, or this month leading into the new year. You just want to sort of have that clarity, find out what's going on, clear things out of your life that really they're not working, or just ways of thinking and doing things that you think, oh, that's so old-fashioned. I'm going to sort of change my perception of things. I'll make it happen for me. So nice card to have, because she will definitely clear things out and make things will look a lot clearer to you. Near future. And then we have a bit of backbiting here, a bit of, you know, going around work, sort of business too can be, or family people, extended family, just, you know, trying to tell you what to do and trying to sort of advise you, and, you know, everything's just, everyone's got their own opinion. So what you have to do really is just rely on what you want to do, because they'll all give you a different version of what they would do, but it's not them, is it? It's you. So you need to kind of navigate the Five of Swords, because if you kind of solicit advice from people, they are going to tell you what they would do, and then you end up thinking, oh, I'm not going to do any of that anyway, so why would you involve them? Because it'll be just like storming a few teacups. So we need to kind of navigate the Five of Swords. Their opinion isn't really, you don't need to ask for it, because it's not their thing, it's yours. What's happening that you don't realise? Yeah, take a bit of a break, and that just means take a step back, you know, just chill out a bit, be a spectator for a bit, just, you know, cruise along this month, and you might be feeling a little bit tired or feel a bit under the weather. Just be careful of that. You know, you're a fire sign, they burn out quite quickly because they're very busy people, but just remember to try and get that rest in, and just, even if you just chill out a little bit and observe rather than sort of be in the midst of things. Like Leos are often in the centre of the whole stuff. They're there. And then sometimes they need to just be the spectator, not the centre. Just to, you know, what's that? Get your energy back, to sort of fuel, I suppose you would say. Okay, let's see how others see you. And we have the Three of Wands. So overseas, very much travel card. man overseas, perhaps. Some of you might have some kind of connection with an overseas or a man from overseas, but very much a card of strong foundations, expansion and growth. Very much a card of travel and movement. It's wands, it's your card as well. So it's about all those different things and the influences of this kind of energy of the Three of Wands. You know, growing and expanding, doing really well. That's how people see you. And it may be, in fact, even in your workplace that you are seen as this, because something definitely is coming to a close for you this time. But then there's always a new door to open. But it's a good thing. It's all very positive in my mind. You know the negative narrative is always the negative narrative. We need to look at both sides. But I like the positive. Okay. What you're feeling positive about? Yeah, a bit of a roadblock, sort of a bit of navigation once again. Maybe a bit of stuff with work, staff, people just creating little spot fires here and there, running around, doing all that kind of thing. And that's maybe how you're feeling, because it's just been that kind of energy, I think, for the whole, world really in the workplaces. This 2022 was fraught with lots of shortages of staff and lots of business, lots of sort of held back sort of issues. So this, I guess, will just carry over a little bit into 2023, but it's how you look at it that matters, and how your ability to be creative and navigate situations there where you feel like, you know what, I'm just going to go around the long way. I'm not going to be embroiled in all this sort of spot fire putting out sort of business. And you, of all people, Leos, you are very well versed in being able to sort of do this kind of thing. Knowing what to give into and knowing what to just go past it, just go around. Okay, the final outcome. And we have the Emperor coming in. So lots of strategy, lots of hard work here, lots of discipline coming in. Very much he's the big kahuna of the male icons in the tarot. So he's the top dog, basically, the big dog. So he's sort of coming in at the end for you to go, okay, what am I going to do? He's a big influence as well, so it may be a boss, it might be somebody above you that's probably looking at you and thinking, yeah, well, this person seems to have a lot of good attributes. It's all that kind of energy where you have, and most Leos I know, they work along and they work very hard, and they usually get to where they want to be, and it's usually a decent sort of effort that they put in. So it's no surprises that they would get the Emperor coming in there, because he's sort of like he's like the king, I suppose you'd say. He's just the big boss. So he comes in, but there's all those steps. He's very disciplined as well. So this is what this is all calling for you as well, Leo, just the calling for the disciplined strategy, especially with like the held back matters. What do you really focus on, and what do you sort of just go, well, I'll deal with that later. Is this really important? That kind of thing. Control is a big word too with the Emperor. So there might be that aspect of a person coming through. But, you can deal with it, Leo. Okay, let's see your message. Equanimity, sorry. I find hope in the darkest day and focus in the brightest. I do not judge the universe. Equanimity embodies forging ahead with an unshakable courage to experience all circumstances that come your way without judging them as good, bad, right or wrong, gain or loss, so that you will not be disturbed by your own negative emotions. Nothing can spin you out of your calm centre. Fabulous. Goes very well with the Emperor, doesn't it, Leo? And you are doing the life work You are doing the Virgo shuffle this 4 weeks, first 4 weeks. So get that list out and start crossing off the things and get onto it, Leo. Thank you so much for listening. I wish you a very happy new year. And thank you for just being there.